What's up, YouTube? This is Mathwas97 and welcome to episode number 87 of my WWE 2K15 Universe Mode. We're here with another edition of Monday Night Raw, which means another United States Championship Open Challenge matchup. We'll find out who Cesaro will be taking on later in the episode, but as we can see, Sami Zayn picks up a victory over Booker T earlier on. Awesome Truth managed to score a tag team victory over the team of Curtis Axel and Damien Sandow. And look at this. This is big. Triple H makes his in-ring return tonight. And I'd hate to be Adam Rose because, I mean, Triple H is a very, very, very furious man at this point. And, well, we'll get to that. I'll discuss that more in detail later. The Ascension defeat Big Show and Kane in a tag team matchup. And in the main event, Edge and Christian will join forces to take on the team of Ryback and the World Heavyweight Champion, Dolph Ziggler. We'll get to the mat. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. As we can see, we are in Montreal tonight for this episode of Universe Mode, and hopefully there is no sort of screw job set to take place in any of our respective matches. Especially not in this one, where the United States Championship is on the line. Cesaro last week, we saw it was Christian. Who's it going to be this week? As Cesaro, he's ready. Oh my God! Well, if there was ever a more appropriate time, Kevin Nash! Kevin Nash is back! That is right, folks. We have not seen Kevin Nash since the TLC pay-per-view when he joined forces with Scott Hall and Triple H to take on The Shield in a losing effort where, Kevin Nash he suffered an injury, a torn quad at the hands of The Shield. But Kevin Nash is back now. It is 7 months later. Kevin Nash, he is back and he's set to take on Cesaro for the US title? Wow. Certainly, I mean, this is what we've come to expect from this US Open Challenge. Anything can happen and anybody can accept the call. I mean, anybody can answer the call. And tonight it's Kevin Nash. We saw prior to Payback it was Ric Flair. So Kevin Nash, well, he must have seen Flair come back and he's like, hey, if Ric Flair can come back and get a title shot, then, well, I want in on that. I want myself a shot. And plus this gives Kevin Nash a good way to test that leg, see if he's ready to get back in the swing of the wrestling business, perhaps looking for another run here in the WWE. Maybe perhaps out for a bit of redemption against The Shield. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how this goes. But for now, we've got this matchup at hand. And look at these two men just staring each other down. Kevin Nash, he just towers over Cesaro here. And that's not too many people have the height advantage on Cesaro. But, oh, Cesaro! Cesaro's not intimidated. Just slapping Kevin Nash right in the face. And wow, you must have a death wish if you're going to try to slap Kevin Nash in the face. But as we've seen from Cesaro in the past month or so, he can back it up. So, you know, just to pull off something like that, not to say that Cesaro can't back it up. I mean, it's not exactly sportsmanlike for Cesaro, but hey, if you want to get the best out of your opponents, you got to fire him up, and slapping him in the face certainly is a way to do that. As Kevin Nash now, he takes Cesaro down with a suplex. Now got him center of the ring, drops the leg on Cesaro. But now Cesaro counters, sweeps out the legs of Kevin Nash. And now Cesaro, European uppercut. And we're going to be seeing a lot of those, as we tend to, from Cesaro, as he's just an uppercutting machine. As Kevin Nash able to toss him away, drops the elbow now in the back of Cesaro's head. And like I was saying last week, Cesaro is, I gotta say, out of all the superstars who are set to compete in the Money in the Bank ladder matchup, Cesaro could be the favorite to win. I mean, there are a lot of superstars in that matchup who have some good momentum building for them. I mean, we take a look at somebody like Cesaro, obviously the first name that comes to mind, as I just mentioned him. But then we have other guys like Daniel Bryan, who has just been... Daniel Bryan, his journey that he's undergone for the course of a year now. Daniel Bryan, he has built himself up a well of momentum, perhaps even a bottomless pit. So he's definitely another favorite to win. Roman Reigns, he has been looking mighty impressive since moving over to SmackDown, as he's been building himself up as a top single star over there. And even somebody who could perhaps sneak under the radar as a bit of a dark horse, I'd have to throw Cody Rhodes' name out there, as Cody Rhodes, I mean, he's kind of struggled as of late, but still, now that he's caught, I can't even talk. He's struggled recently since WrestleMania, as he was unsuccessful in capturing the Intercontinental title, but he has gotten his whole family sort of rivalry with Goldust out of the picture. He has, you know, any sort of discussion that Goldust might be the superior brother, that Cody Rhodes is just living in his family's shadow. Rhodes has managed to dispel any of those perhaps doubts, and now I feel like Cody Rhodes, he can now progress and improve himself in his career. And, you know, the Money in the Bank could just be the opportunity that Rhodes needs to capture that World Heavyweight Championship that he has dreamed of one day capturing. And as well as that, you know, at this point I've basically named almost everybody, because, I mean, heck, the 6 superstars we have set to compete in the Money in the Bank, you can't really count any of them out because they're all very game competitors. But another name I'd probably have to throw out is Corey Graves, because, well, if you've been watching the series for the past several months, you would know why I would throw his name out there. But if for some reason you've been either living under a rock or you are just joining us here, perhaps this is your first episode, Corey Graves, he has just decimated practically everybody who stepped in his path. And in fact, he injured Adrian Neville at Over the Limits, who we still have not seen or heard of since. We have not seen or heard from Adrian Neville. And at Payback, Corey Graves went to war with Sami Zayn, and both men really took each other out. Graves, he could be perhaps a bit shaky at this point, but still, the damage that he has done to this point, you can't deny it. That Corey Graves is a serious threat. But now back to the match, as Cesaro slams Kevin Nash down there with a fireman's carry. And now Cesaro scaling to the top rope here. What's he looking to do? Oh, off the top! Cesaro with the elbow drop. And I mean, how often do we see a man who thrives on his power, who really has built himself a legacy here in Universe Mode off of his strength, go to the top rope? But Cesaro, he's going for it again. Is he going to go for another elbow drop? Cesaro, he's throwing it all on the line. Another elbow drop right to the heart of Kevin Nash. And, well, Cesaro, he's not a one-trick pony. He definitely is a very athletic competitor. If you think he's just about power and that he can't fly around the ring with the speed of perhaps somebody like a Sami Zayn or an Adrian Neville, well, Cesaro, he'll be out there to prove you wrong. Oh, and look at this. Well, we were just talking about his speed, but you can't ever doubt Cesaro's strength. As we can see, it is on display right now. 2 gut-wrench suplexes and a 3rd gut-wrench suplex there. Beautiful combination by Cesaro, as he is just now manhandling Kevin Nash. And into the cover, but not a 3 count, as Kevin Nash kicks out at 2.5. But how often do you see Kevin Nash get absolutely manhandled in a one-on-one matchup like this? Oh, and now an axe handle off the 2nd rope by Cesaro, as Kevin Nash is really just, he's been almost taken out of this thing completely, as Cesaro has just completely gained control of this matchup. But we had to skip a little bit ahead in this matchup, as we see Kevin Nash now with a huge punch to the skull. May have knocked Cesaro unconscious. 2 counts, but a kick out. And now Nash has been busted open. Not sure which move exactly caused Nash to get busted open, but he is bleeding a crimson mass right now. But Cesaro's in trouble. Kevin Nash, despite the blood, is powering through, looking for the jackknife. Counter by Cesaro. Counter with a DDT, as Nash is planted face first with that DDT. And now Cesaro, he's got Kevin Nash. What's he going to do? Oh my God, are we going to see it? The King is about to swing, and here we go. Kevin Nash swinging around and around and around and around and around. Cesaro, just look at that. Cesaro, he's not human. With moves like that, he can't be a human being. I mean, Cesaro just, Gravity. You know, Adrian Neville we talk about him as being the man that Gravity forgot, but Cesaro, the fact that he's not even dizzy after swinging Nash, I don't even know. Wow. And now a neutralizer by Cesaro. And Nash, I mean, the fact that you could see, he was trying to get to his feet after being swung around, but he could barely even stand. And now Cesaro finishes him off with the neutralizer. But as I was saying, I mean, Cesaro, his dominance that he has just shown, the fact that he can swing a man the size of Kevin Nash around that many times and not get dizzy whatsoever. I mean, this man defies logic. He defies physics. He defies science. I mean, Cesaro, what? I don't know. There's not much really more I can say about Cesaro. I mean, just especially with this United States Open Challenge, he's just shown that what he has, the type of potential that this man has. He could be one of the greatest superstars of all time. I mean, Cesaro, he's got the power. He's got the fan support backing him. It's only a matter of time before Cesaro enters the main event picture. But as long as he's got this U.S. Open Challenge running, as long as he's got this U.S. title, he's going to defend it. And he is going to continue to bolster his own career while putting that U.S. title on display for all of these fans to witness. And, well, we're going to be switching over to... this is not going to be exactly the same note that we left off with that last contest. As now we have the Exotic Express. They're out here. They're dancing around. But if I'm Adam Rose, I don't know. I wouldn't be too excited about this matchup. Or maybe Adam Rose is I doubt it because you know, this is obviously this is a professional company. There is a wellness policy, but I would be perhaps one to think that Adam Rose might be under the influence of something for a match like this, because honestly, you can't be jumping around and happy with you're going up against your boss Triple H, who the mood that Triple H is in. I mean, it's enough to have to face your boss, but when your boss is pissed off and just absolutely livid like Triple H is right now, I mean, Adam Rose, he can put on this act that he is, you know, still happy-go-lucky, that he's still, you know, this party animal that he boasts himself to be, but honestly, deep down inside, Adam Rose, he's got to be like a scared little child heading into this matchup, because Triple H, he's fighting for his family. I mean, we saw back at TLC the lengths that Triple H was willing to go to when he thought the Shield was guilty of attacking Stephanie McMahon. Although Roman Reigns, he denied it. He said that no, the Shield was not responsible. And up until now, we haven't even, you know, there haven't really been any more leads as to who it could have been that attacked Stephanie McMahon. And Triple H, obviously, he's got a company to run in the absence of Vince McMahon, who, I mean, Vince, he's retired after being attacked by the Shield. Vince is done. He has given the reins to Triple H, and, well, maybe he hasn't 100% retired, but he's going to keep himself behind the scenes for now, and he's going to let Triple H take control of this whole situation. And Triple H, honestly, it's tough to I mean, the type of, oh, well, look at this, Adam Rose, he's actually making a smart decision here, trying to run away, but Triple H, he's not going to let that happen. Triple H, he's got to blow off some steam here in this matchup, and unfortunately for Adam Rose, he's just the recipient. I mean, it had to be somebody, and, well, Seth Rollins, he's nowhere to be found tonight. Ever since Triple H ran him out of the arena last week, we haven't heard or seen from Seth Rollins, but what we do know is that at Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins is being demanded to show up for a no-holds-barred match with Triple H. Triple H, he is, well, using a bit of that executive power to influence this matchup, but I think it's well warranted. I mean, Seth Rollins, if he's going to go to the lengths of not only attacking Vince McMahon on behalf of the Shield, along with the Shield, but to also take out the man's wife, Stephanie McMahon. I mean, Seth Rollins. I mean, from Triple H's perspective, not to say that Stephanie McMahon has exactly been the purest of people here running the company, but I mean, from Triple H's perspective, that's family. That's his wife, and if you would, that's something you don't do. You don't screw with somebody's family, and well, Triple H, he's gonna make sure that Seth Rollins pays for that at Money in the Bank, and well, Seth Rollins, he wants to make a name for himself, so I'm sure that somewhere inside him, he's pleased that Triple H has that he has gotten Triple H's attention with that announcement that he did make last week. But I gotta think somewhere deep down inside as well, he's got to be a bit intimidated. I mean, you can't not be intimidated by somebody who is out to just completely destroy your career. I mean, heck, Triple H, his emotions are well warranted. As now Adam Rose, well, he's done. Adam Rose, it's unfortunate, but pedigree, and I don't even know if that was really needed. Adam Rose, he was just basically a lamb thrown out for slaughter for this matchup, and unfortunately for him, Triple H is going to get the win. And just like that, Triple H, well, he's looking mighty impressive in his in-ring return. I mean, this was the whole point of this matchup. He wants to basically send a message to Seth Rollins, show that he is game. Heck, he's not just game for a match. He is the game. He is still the cerebral assassin. He's still the King of Kings, and he is still the destructive force that he once was. And just because he's got this corporate position that he hasn't gotten soft. So we'll wait to see what this boils down to at Money in the Bank. But for now, Triple H, he has sent a direct message to Seth Rollins here tonight that he's not going to show any mercy against Seth Rollins come the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. But for now, we move on to the main event of the evening, which features the new #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, this man, the rated R superstar, the ultimate opportunist, Edge. And Edge, he's set to team up with his best friend and tag team partner, Christian, here tonight to take on the World Heavyweight Champion, Dolph Ziggler, and the man who Edge defeated last week to become the #1 contender, Ryback. And of course, Christian here tonight. We saw last week he was defeated at the hands of Cesaro in that United States Championship Open Challenge. And Christian, I discussed it last week, but Christian, he is the kind of mental state this man must be in. I mean, he might be putting on a cool, composed act for the fans, but inside, he's got to be incredibly frustrated, incredibly desperate, incredibly disappointed. I mean, there are so many emotions that come to mind. Christian, there's got to be a lot of doubt as well as to whether or not he can still compete at the level that he thinks he can. I mean, he was a former World Heavyweight Champion. By WrestleMania, he was the World Heavyweight Champion, but since he moved over to Raw, things have just all gone downhill for him, and Dolph Ziggler has just been that thorn in his side that Christian just cannot shake. Never has Christian defeated Dolph Ziggler, not even once. Every time that Christian has faced Dolph Ziggler, he has lost. And, well, not just Dolph Ziggler. Christian, he's got history with Ryback as well. If anybody can remember SummerSlam of last year, where Ryback defeated then Intercontinental Champion Christian for the title. And, well, we all know what that accomplished for Ryback. He went on to become the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in Universe Mode to date. And, of course, one of the longest reigning champions in Universe Mode to date at 192 days, which Ryback held the title all the way up to WrestleMania. Whereas Christian, he did go on to win the world title, but now he is where he is. Dolph Ziggler has just stopped Christian's momentum. And here we go. Ryback and Edge looks like they're going to start this matchup off. Pick up from where they left off last week in the main event in the #1 contenders matchup. As Edge right now going on the assault on Ryback, but Ryback counters now, and now looking for some strikes of his own. It's just back and forth these two men go. trading punches, trading blows back and forth. And now Edge tossed over there into the turnbuckle as he bounces out. Look at Ryback, huge Total Whirl Slam from Ryback as he just absolutely manhandled Edge with that one. As Edge now counters. And look at this now, Edge tossing Ryback. No, pulls him back into a big boot. And Christian, you can see, Christian, he wants the tag. He wants in this matchup. He wants a piece of the big guy. And that's just what he's going to get. Christian, a bit of a renewed feud here between these two men, renewing their rivalry from the summer of last year. As Ryback with a belly-to-belly suplex takes down Christian. And now a belly-to-belly slant. No, that was just a belly-to-belly impact from Ryback. As he just threw his entire body at Edge and just completely leveled him. But now that, you know, that brief distraction when he went after Edge, it gave Christian the opening to go on the attack from behind. And that's just what Christian's doing. He's taking advantage of that opportunity. And meanwhile, Dolph Ziggler here at ringside, forced to watch on as, you know, his opponents just go after Ryback here. And it's not too often that we see Ryback on the receiving end of a beatdown. Typically, it's Ryback who's delivering the beating. So this is a bit, something we don't typically see. But this is a tag team matchup, so what Edge and Christian need to do is they need to try to isolate either Dolph Ziggler or Ryback, and it seems as though that's what they're trying to do right now, as they're trying to keep Ryback from tagging Ziggler, and that's what you got to do in a tag team matchup. If you can tag each other in and out, keep each other fresh, while at the same time wearing down your opponent and cutting him off from his partner, you know, that's the key to winning a tag team matchup. It's basic tag team fundamentals. But look at this. Dolph Ziggler off the top, crossbody, thanks to an assist from Ryback. And now the World Heavyweight Champion gets a taste of action in this matchup. But Christian has him up against the ropes. Counter from Ziggler, and Christian dumps to the floor. And, well, Dolph Ziggler, he's going to pose for the fans here. And just mocking Christian right there. And, well, obviously for what it is, showing off. Because that is what Dolph Ziggler is known for. He is not afraid to show that he has an ego. He is a very egotistical superstar. But that's why the fans love him. Because, I mean, not only does he have a tremendous ego, but he can back it up in the ring. And he is one of the greatest superstars currently in the wrestling industry. He's got one of the greatest technical abilities. He's got immense technical prowess. And not only that, but he can fly around the ring. He's got a very high-paced offense. And that's what a lot of superstars nowadays tend to have. They have a very fast-paced style of offense. And that tends to be what the audience sort of gravitates to, because, you know, when there's so much going on at once, in the matter of a minute, you have so much going on, it's just really easy to get, you know, caught up in the action. Whereas, you know, some people who have more methodical style of a matchup, it's not something you typically see, and sometimes you get a little too used to seeing these superstars flying around the ring with a high-paced style that it's just really almost a bit disorienting when you have somebody come in who's got a more methodical style of offense, which is something I would have to say that Edge and Christian have definitely picked up in recent memory, especially Christian once he lost that world title. He definitely became a lot more methodical, a lot more sadistic, but unfortunately that wasn't enough for him to regain the title. But could it be enough for him and Edge to pick up the victory tonight? Well, Ryback looking for a powerbomb here. Oh, but Christian striking Ryback in the face, able to just slip out of it. And now, look at this, just striking Ryback, backing him into a corner. And this is what Christian has to do, as now he tags in his tag team partner, Edge, now in this matchup. Look at this, Irish whip, and a double flapjack from Edge and Christian as they take him down. As Edge now drags Ryback to the center of the ring, kicks to the gut, big boot to the skull of the human wrecking ball. And the big guy is in trouble, as now we can see Edge tossing Ryback back into the corner. And this is what they got to do. This is basic tag team fundamentals. You got to wear down your opponent. You got to isolate them and keep making frequent tags. Keep each other fresh. And that's exactly what Christian and Edge are doing right now. As Ryback again tossed into the corner. As Christian now punched to the skull. Look at this. Throwing Ryback out. Ducks. Oh, and a kick to the skull. And again, Ryback has been busted open. Just reopening the wound from last week's contest. As Christian what we saw, or maybe I'm thinking of Cesaro. I don't remember, but it was that same move that Christian used to bust open Cesaro last week on Raw. And, well, Ryback, he was just starting to gain some offense, but Edge from behind, restraining Ryback, not allowing him to capitalize. And, well, Ryback, he's not going to be too happy about that. As Ryback, he's going after Edge here. Oh, what a shot there to Edge. But it provides a distraction, and Christian with a swinging neck breaker capitalizes on that distraction as he takes down Ryback. And now again, going to toss Ryback into the corner, looking to make a tag, bring Edge back in this thing. And Edge looking to get some revenge for that punch from Ryback. As Edge, he's got to be furious after a move like that. Nice double team move from Edge and Christian. And it was that same move that Edge and Christian once used to defeat Dolph Ziggler in a, well, what was basically a glorified handicap matchup. But Edge and Christian, they are no stranger to these tag team environments. And when they are in a tag team matchup, they thrive on it. And that's how they've managed to just dictate the pace of this matchup at the moment. As you can see, again, frequent tags back and forth. And it's just a formula. Oh, a spear and a clothesline there. And Edge goes for the cover. That could put Ryback away. 1, 2, 3. No, kick out by Ryback at 2. Wow. I mean, what a tag team move that was. But Ryback, you know, we've seen his endurance as the Intercontinental Champion. He can take some punishment. And now an execution DDT by Edge. As he goes for the cover. That could be it. 1, 2. No, but Dolph Ziggler gets in there to break it up. But yes, Ryback can take a lot of punishment. So I'd have to say for the tag team that is currently paired up at the moment, perhaps it's better that Ryback is the man taking the brunt of this punishment. But then again, if you have a situation like that, perhaps taking out the stronger member of the tag team, isolating them first is a good way to gain the upper hand in the matchup, because then, you know, if you can take out the better half of the team, well, then you're already a little over halfway to winning. As we can see now, Ryback, oh, is he going to make the tag? Ryback, he does! Off that splash from the second rope, he tags in Dolph Ziggler, and here we go. The World Champion is in this matchup now, folks, and he is coming in like a house of fire right now, as he's got Edge from behind. Look at this. Reverse vertical suplex, taking down the Rated R Superstar. Now Captain Charisma gets a clothesline for good measure, and here's Dolph Ziggler. Went for the flying clothesline, but Edge able to sidestep it. And now Edge, DDT, and just like that, Edge shuts down Dolph Ziggler's momentum. And Edge, well, he's going to the corner. Perhaps could have been thinking a spear, but he's going to hit another DDT on Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler was back to his feet before Edge could really get in position. Oh, but now he's got him. Now he's got him. Edge could be looking to finish Ziggler off. No, a counter by Ziggler into a power slam, and he hooks the leg, but Christian is right there to break up the pinfall attempt. And now Christian, well, he's going to get a taste of his own medicine as Ziggler, with a right hand, takes out Christian, and now a DDT. DDT by Dolph Ziggler, and he plants Edge face first into the mat, but Edge is back. Edge is back to his feet. And Dolph Ziggler trying to strike away. Edge with a counter, though, using every last bit of energy that he's got left to try to take down Ziggler here. What a comeback there by Edge now, as it's Edge who shifts the momentum in his favor with that, you know, now firing up his second wind. A couple of clotheslines and then into that face buster. Oh, counter by Ziggler. Ziggler with the forearm to the face. Now going to the top rope. What's he going to do here? Famouser from the top rope. Dolph Ziggler with the Famouser from the top rope. Wow, Dolph Ziggler, he's going to do whatever it takes to put Edge down here tonight. And Ziggler now, he's just waiting. He's measuring Edge. Could perhaps be thinking zigzag. No, counter by Edge. Edge with a counter. And now look at this. He's got Ziggler for an execution. This time to Dolph Ziggler. And now it's Ziggler who's busted open. Edge for the cover, for the win. 1, 2. No, it's broken up by Ryback at 2. Ziggler now trying to get back to his feet. Edge, meanwhile, scaling to the top rope. Could be looking for that top rope spear. And here we go. No, counter by Ziggler. Again, countering it into a power slam. And the wherewithal that Dolph Ziggler had. He knew what was coming. We saw Edge use that on Ryback last week. But now Ziggler, zigzag. Zigzag as Ryback takes Christian off the ropes. Hooks the leg. 2 count. That is it, folks. Ryback and Dolph Ziggler pick up the victory here tonight over Edge and Christian. What a tag team matchup that was. What a main event for this episode of Universe Mode. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure to stay tuned for the next one, which will be main event. We are on the fast track to the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and we're almost there. Just 2 weeks to go. Ziggler and Ryback, they're confident, celebrating their victory here tonight. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep on YouTubing.